Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell in the upper right-hand corner. Follow me on all forms of social media. Check me out at thatdrummerguy.com and enjoy the following presentation. Hello?
Hi, Josh. This is Nick from Paradise Lost.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, man. Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for taking time to do this interview.
No worries, man. Yeah, it's good. Cheers.
Oh, awesome. Well, again, thank you very much for being able to do this interview. I had the opportunity to be able to talk to you a few years back at Maryland Death Fest when you were able to do a headlining set with Bloodbath, but it's great to be able to talk to you about everything that's going on in the world of Paradise Lost right now, including some amazing North American touring that's going on with Solstafir and The Atlas Moth coming up next month.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's, we're currently in South America. I'm actually in Mexico City at the moment, but, I think it's just about 10 days or something we set off. So, we were going back to England in a few days, and then we got a show in England, and then we come out to the States. So, we're looking, it's a long time. The last time we were there was with Devin Townsend. I think it was, was it 2006 or something? Or? I don't know, maybe, I can't remember. It was a while back. It was about 6 or 7 years ago or something, so it was a while ago.
Yeah, I was actually at that show in Minnesota. I believe it was either 2011 or 2012.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah, I think it was 2012 actually. Yeah, so it's a while ago. Yeah, it's gone fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great to see you guys back. I mean, being able to tour behind such an amazing album like Medusa, and being able to tour behind the 30th year of the band as well. I mean, it's great to see how busy you guys have been consistently going over those past 30 years, and now seeing all this great touring that's going on right now.
Yeah, it's when you do an album, then you write it and you record it, and then when you release it, when you the touring cycle, life just flies by. I mean, before you know it, it's like a year's gone in the blink of an eye. It's really kind of scary. It seems like life's accelerating the older I get. It's just really flying. It's kind of scary in a way, but each album's, I guess it's from start to finish, including touring. You do like 3 years maybe. With PL, we've never really been to America much, so a lot of time, our touring cycle has ended in Europe, but this time we're doing the US as well, so it's a bit longer than usual. So, but yeah, it's life goes fast when you're busy anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. I mean, both in Paradise Lost and outside of Paradise Lost, and it's so great to see again, just like the consistency of what you guys have been able to do over these past 30 years, and of course, tomorrow will be 2 weeks since the year release of Medusa, which is just a phenomenal album, and it's great to see that you guys are hitting North America for that. With it being over a year now since that was released, how do you feel about that album now?
I think the first thing when I listen to it, the first thing that hits me is the production. I think it sounds fantastic. I think it's probably one of our best selling albums we've ever done. I mean, I think it's a really big. I think Gomez has got a really great the drum sound, the guitar sounds really fantastic on the album. I'm very, if I'm rehearsing the songs for the set, I tend to listen to the albums and sing along with the albums. That's what I do to rehearse. I'm always blown away by how good music sounds. I think we've got a really good sound on that record. So it's kind of set the standard, I think, for the future, perhaps. But I'm still very happy with it. I mean, we spend a lot of time, thinking about the songs and where they're going to go. And by the time we record it, we're pretty much happy. And we tend not to look back and think, oh, we could change this or change that. I mean, each album we felt it was the best output we could have done at the time, And if in hindsight you might think, well, it meant at the time we still, were very happy with it, and so this album is no exception to that rule,
Oh, very much agreed. And from the fan aspect of it as well, I mean, it captures so much of what I've loved about Paradise Lost, and some of the most heavy and aggressive ways, but also some of the most darkly melodic moments as well. I mean, it's just a great, heavy, brooding album that I love listening to from start to finish. And if I get the opportunity to make it to the show coming up here next month, it's just like, it'd be great to be able to hear what those songs sound like live compared to the rest of the set list that you guys got going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 songs from the album. I mean, the sets, it's kind of like the 30th anniversary tour, kind of. So there's a kind of good mixture of things. But I mean, we're, you know, obviously it's a new album we're promoting as well. So it's, but I mean, you know, when you've done like so many albums, you can never please everybody because there's always songs you don't play that they want you to play. And you know, we've got at least 40 songs that we can rotate. But I mean, you know, the songs we might have played a lot in Europe, we've never played them in the States. So you know, it's you know, be interesting to see how those songs go down as well. But yeah, I mean, the songs sit pretty nicely with the old songs. You know, it's the same band, even though you know there's kind of difference in a lot of albums, but it's still the same guys doing it. So, but yeah, they're working out really well so far, and you know, people seem to really appreciate the album. So it's all good, you know.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. And what is that like for you personally? I mean, when you have 15 very different albums to be able to choose from, spanning so many different styles and genres that goes on into Paradise Lost, what's that like for you to be able to incorporate that into a live set?
I mean, the changes, any changes that have happened, they've been very gradual and they've been over years. It's not, I think if we made drastic changes overnight, then I would find it really weird, you know, to just try. I mean, we've had a long time to try out different songs to see if they work live, and if they don't work live, then we stop playing them. I mean, we tend to kind of, at the moment, we're kind of skipping the host era purely because we don't want just backing tracks playing keyboards. We don't really want a keyboard player in the band, really. And we don't want to bring a keyboard player out just so we can just play the host stuff. We don't really want to do that. I would prefer just to do a tour based on that album and Believe in Nothing, just to do those songs as opposed to bring them into the set. I mean, we can still do, you know, stuff off the host album, but at this period of time, we just don't feel like doing it, really. It's as simple as that. But you know, like I say, I mean, any changes in songs, we had a long time to see how they work live and if they work live, and the set's pretty watertight in that respect, I think, purely because we just done it so much, you know. We play these songs that, like I said, there's a good maybe 30, 40 songs we play live, you know, we can play live, so. But like doing 40 songs every night is kind of impossible. I haven't got the voice for it, so.
Yeah, it's so true. But, you know, again, you know, it's like, I'm glad to see the way that you are doing that. And, you know, that does leave me hope in the future with what you said, too, you know, being able to show off that host and Believe in Nothing era of the band and being able to possibly do a tour like that in the future, you know, especially considering, like, Believe in Nothing was just released a couple months ago with a remixed and remastered version of that. You know, thinking about that era, what was it like to be able to have that remixed and remastered in 2018?
I mean, it was great. I mean, the album was always sounded a little bit flat to us, and when it was actually remixed again from the initial remix, and it still sounded a little bit flat. And I don't know, really, it's the only album that we felt that way, because I think there's some really good songs on that album, but for some reason, I don't know. I mean, now it just sounds a hell of a lot better. I mean, I guess we've got better technology now than when we recorded that album. Better, you know, remastering technology, I guess. Yeah, it's like I said earlier on, every album we do is part of, you know, it's how we sounded at the time. So I don't kind of look back at anything we've done and think, oh, you know, I'm not into this or I'm not into that. You know, we liked it at the time, so it's quite nostalgic listening to the older stuff. I mean, you know, Host and Believe in Nothing, they were pretty. It was quite a long time ago now. Those were done. People still talk like they were kind of like 2 years or 3 years ago, but it was fucking lifetime ago now, you know. So, but I still look at that period with quite fondness. It was kind of a strange time for the band, very strange. I mean, but we still had a lot of good times on a personal level, and a lot of bad times as well during that period. There's lots of things going on inside and outside of the band. So, but you know, it's all, you know, it's all life's rich tapestry, I guess. You know.
Yeah, it's so very true, and that's what I appreciate so much about the Paradise Lost discography. I mean, when you look at the very early days, when you look at the mid-era So Far era of Paradise Lost, and then you look at what's been going on now with the last couple albums, I mean, it's just like, it captures so much of what I love about this style of music. I mean, even if two albums sound very different from each other, in contrast, they fit so perfectly well together in the discography, and you know, it's great to see that you are still able to, like, harken back to all of those different eras, even if it's done in a brand new way.
Yeah, like I said, it's a case of we solve it. I mean, when we're writing as well, I mean, we sort of do file sharing. We don't sit in a room and kind of jam. It's just not productive at all to do that for us. I can try out lots of different ways of doing vocals, how I'm going to sing it. If I send Greg a singing line to work with, I will do a gruff version, I'll do a clean version, I'll do a in-between version, so we can see which one kind of sounds best, and also you can also, now working with like software, DAW software, you know your limitations. Years ago I would record a singing part that I realized I couldn't actually do. You know what I mean? But now you can know exactly what you can and you can't do. So you go in the studio a lot more prepared as well. Instead of kind of standing there for 2 hours trying to scream this little bit that you can't actually do. Even though in your head it makes sense, you physically can't do it. So you get to learn your limitations, and it's a lot more productive for recording and writing at both times.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate so much about, like, especially like you were talking about before, like when it came into the production for Medusa as well. I mean, that's one of my favorite sounding Paradise Lost albums, just because of everything that's going on there. And I can really tell that all you guys really took the time before the full recordings became in there, and just really got that pre-production work going on, and to make sure that all of you could be as good as you could possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's so much more productive if you're working on things alone, or if you're kind of in a room, even though you might have a great idea, you think it's a good idea in the morning, it might not be a very good idea. It's kind of like, it's the same as maybe two guys trying to save the world when they've been drinking. In the morning it doesn't mean anything. So I mean, sometimes if you're jamming, that's the same kind of outcome, and we kind of learned that many years ago, that it's just not worth it. So I mean, sort of bounce ideas backwards and forwards. I mean, also the last couple of albums we've changed, as in Greg sent me sort of a basic riff, and I've sang something over it, and he's just isolated the vocal line and then written new riffs underneath the vocal line that I did, which is a really unorthodox way of writing. But there's no actual rules to any of it, really. So I mean, that's actually quite a really unique way around, and it actually is quite productive as well. As well as singing over a guitar line, and then it stays like that. But sometimes there's you can chop up singing lines, and the possibilities are endless now. I think it's easier to get to the conclusion now than when we were kids and we used to write songs in the rehearsal space. It's a lot easier now, I think.
Thinking about that, with that more unorthodox way of writing, is there any particular moments that you can think of that like stand out where Greg did change the riff based on the vocal ideas that you did have?
Well, I mean, the Medusa is pretty much all of it's like that. Sometimes, if you're kind of, you're hitting a brick wall, where you can't think of anything, you could just do like a few open chords that you think, well, I'm not going to use it, but can you think of a singing line? And maybe I could think of a great one, and then maybe there's an amazing riff and I can't think of a good singing line for it. I mean, these kind of things crop up all the time. So, but I mean, on the new album, yeah, there's pretty much every song's done like that. I kind of did some separate singing lines to maybe 4 or 5 riffs, do as many different styles, as many different melody lines, send them all off to Greg, and then he'd come back like 2 weeks later with a song with all my vocal bits pointing over different places, which is kind of strange, because when I hear it, it's like me singing, but I don't really even know the song, which is really strange. But then you just then I re-sing it when I get used to it, and then I get the flow of the song correctly, and then it works. So, but yeah, we've done this kind of on and off. The last albums had it done a lot, actually. But it's again, it's just another kind of another string to your bow, I guess, artistically.
Oh, absolutely. So, also thinking about that as well, just like getting refamiliarize yourself with the new version of the song once you hear the new riffs and everything else that's going on there. When you actually do get into preparing for the live shows and everything, I mean, what is that like for you to be able to do like songs from like Medusa? Does it take a while for you to get used to like how the songs are now, or by that time do you have the songs down?
Well, but yeah, I mean, by the time, once I get them back and there's like the scratch kind of recordings of the vocals, I will actually re-sing it as though it's been written like that. So because even the breathing and things are different. So it's quite. I have to re-sing it, and when I re-sing something, I learn it very fast. I mean, I've done the same thing with the Bloodbath material. I have to I re-sing it and re-record it, and when I re-record it, you kind of learn it a lot easier. So, turning up, like I said, just singing along with something isn't enough. I have to record it and listen to it as I record it, and it's a very good learning technique for me personally. It might not work for everybody, but the album was done. I re-sang it, re-recorded it, and then we used it as demos, and then by the time the demos were done, I was completely nailed, and the song made perfect sense to me. And then obviously live, you just play live and you already know it, so it's fine,
Yeah, and, I really admire that technique, and yeah, I can only imagine that would really help you improve as well, because you get this basic idea from these riffs and demos, but then by the end of it, it's just like you've been able to improve so much, like mixing melodies and harmonies or growls and screams or whatever the case is, and just like constantly trying to improve yourself to make the song as good as you can possibly make it.
Yeah, you know your limitations with it. That's the thing. Years ago, on the earlier, maybe Shades of God album and an Icon album, there was singing parts in my head. They worked, but when I tried to physically do them, they were just killing me. I just couldn't physically do it. I can try stuff in the comfort of my own home. If it sounds appalling, no one else can hear it, so it's okay. I can kind of do the really bad notes and the bad screams, and no one hears it apart from me. And then I know it doesn't work. So okay, let's fuck that off. Okay, so then I'll just go with something that works better. So yeah, the kind of writing process is it's a lot simpler, and it's the same for all bands now. Most bands are pretty savvy working with digital audio software, so it's a lot more productive, I think.
Oh, very much so. And again, just like it's so great to see everything that is going on with Paradise Lost right now. Of course, the touring that you're doing right now, the upcoming touring in October, hitting North America again. Is there any plans that are coming up for the end of 2018 or 2019 yet when it comes to Paradise Lost?
I guess we'll start looking around again. It's like I said right at the beginning, it goes around so fast that it's kind of scary. They always felt like there was big gaps between albums when we were younger, and now it seems like a blink of an eye. And maybe it's because you see it every day through social media, you see responses, you see the things about the band, and every day you're bombarded with information about where you're touring, what you're doing. When we were younger, it just seemed 5 years seemed to pass. There's like a big gap between each recording session, when probably it wasn't that different really. But I guess we'll start around again. Greg's kind of working on another side project too. He's finishing up with Alan Fire soon. He's doing his last gig in a couple of weeks, I think, and then he's working on he's done another project. I've got the new Bloodbath album coming out soon, so I'll be doing promotion for that. And then after that, I guess, after America, then we'll be looking at maybe, start working on some more tunes, I think,
Oh, very cool. And that's got me very excited too, just like seeing the consistency of what you guys have been able to do over the last 30 years. Being able to release 15 albums in 30 years, there's quite a consistency that's going on in the band.
Yeah, you've got to keep out there, you've got to keep playing, it's not enough just to release music anymore. People say that albums don't matter and then this and that, but they do matter. You still got to have good songs. If you don't have good songs, that's the bedrock of any band. It's you can tour as much as you want. If you haven't got good songs, then you'll die off after 18 months or something. I think the songs are still the most important thing. But if you've got a good album, then it can keep you going for a few years and to keep you touring. But you've got to be prepared to tour. That's something else. You've got to get out there. It's not, you can't just do an album and think, oh, it's a great album, and then sit on your ass and expect people to give a shit, because they won't. You've got to get out and play live. That's how life is now. It's kind of we've been around so long. We've seen the vast change in the music industry. When we were kids, it was a lot different to it is now. Obviously, the internet has changed everything, completely changed it. But you've got to go with how it is. There's no point in whinging about it. You just got to get out there and go with the changes, Simple as that.
Absolutely. And with that as well, of course, with the internet today, I opened up my email today and I saw that there is a brand new single from Bloodbath that just came out today, Blood Aside. What is that like for you to be able to, primarily talk about Paradise Lost today, but also know that your other band has a brand new single out today?
Yeah, I didn't even know it was coming out today. I noticed myself actually when I looked on the Facebook page. So it's because I'm out on tour, so I'm kind of slightly separated from it because I'm kind of traveling around a lot. So, but yeah, no, it's great. We worked really hard on the Bloodbath album. So no, it's brilliant. I love doing both bands. It's great. I'm obviously PL is my main, obviously my main band, and but Bloodbath is it's good fun to do on the side, and I love the guys that we work with, and we all have good fun doing it. and we're obviously passionate about it as well. So it's been great. I've been in the band 3 years now, which has gone very fast. I can't believe how quickly that's gone. But so I'm looking forward to seeing. I just love the responses, to stuff because I'm not the first singer. I think I'm the third singer now. So it's people. You're always compared to like Mike Ackerfeld, which I love that. It always makes me laugh. So I always like to see the comments, people slagging me off. I always find it funny, actually. I mean, you can't win, you know what I mean? It's pretty funny to read some of the things that are said.
Yeah, and that's amazing to me because a few years back when I got to talk to you during Maryland Death Fest, and I got to see you play with Bloodbath. That was one of my favorite sets that I've ever seen live, and I loved your take on being able to hear the older material and then being able to hear stuff from Grand Morbid Funeral. I mean, the way that you presented it, the way in your vocal style, it just sounded so perfect for the set.
Yeah, I mean, I want to honour the old songs the best I can. I mean, it's Mike and Peter have got very distinctive voices, and they do a fantastic job on the albums that they sing on. It's just a case of me just modifying what I do, just honouring the songs the best I can. But I mean, I rehearse like hell, crazy with those songs. They're kind of embedded. But I mean, I'm a big fan of the music as well. I love the songs. I love the stuff we do live. I'm a big fan of the music, so it's not too difficult for me to put that jacket on, so to speak. But yeah, the people always say, "Oh, he doesn't sound anything like," and it's like, well, I'm not the same guy. That's why, It's like, but I mean, the death metal community is very, very narrow-minded, and I know that for a fact because I used to be a very narrow-minded little death metal kid, so I know exactly what it's like,
Yeah, and I was very much in the same way as well, and then a few years back I was able to hit that age of reason and be able to appreciate other styles of music that are out there as well, and I think that can always help you improve creativity-wise as well, because even if you just focus on death metal, if you have other ideas from other genres of music, you can improve and be able to try things that you might not have ever done if you only listen to death metal.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally true, I mean, it's I don't think you really expand your musical taste that much unless you of course you do expand a little bit, but I think if you play in a band, it comes along a lot quicker than maybe it does for some people. I mean, I think I was 4 years into doing PL, I suddenly discovered Aerosmith, of all bands. Prior to that, I wouldn't even been interested in it. And it's weird, yeah, you suddenly start liking other things, and even Kiss, I didn't start liking them until about 1991, which is really strange. But I mean, I kind of like them in a fun kind of way, but still, I was surprised what sort of bands suddenly just made my ears prick up. But I think, yeah, if you're playing the same music all the time and you tour it all the time, then yeah, you do want a relief from it. And if you're a kid in your bedroom listening to death metal, you're not hearing it as much as if you're playing it every single night for like an 8-week tour or something. You're getting it every night, so it's good to have a break from it sometimes. But I think at the same time, I think like you say, it does. If you have influences from elsewhere, it certainly does. It can change how you do death metal and make it better as well.
Yeah, and that's what's got me really excited about the upcoming Bloodbath album. I mean, the fact that this is your second album with the band now, and, just getting to know the band better, just getting the feel for everything, and then just having the new sounds. It's just, I can't wait to see what's going to be coming with that now that this is your second album with the band. Yeah,
I mean, I've had more time to find. I mean, the voice I do with it, I still have a lot of time to work on it and get it, nail it down more. I think the singing on the new album is a lot more confident than the first album. I kind of went into the album quite quickly, the first album, and while I did prepare for it, I didn't have as much time as I've had since, and I've been playing live, etc. So yeah, there's more confidence. I think I feel a lot more confident about it in general, So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the feedback, and I love reading the feedback, So good or bad, I still like reading it. I still love to see it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think with that, that's a fantastic note to end on. Thank you so very much once again for taking the time to be able to talk to me about everything that's going on in your world right now. The current touring for the 30th anniversary of Paradise Lost, and of course touring behind the album Medusa, and coming here to North America with Solstafir and the Atlas Moth, and of course the brand new album from Bloodbath, which is coming out this autumn, and I can't wait to see everything that's going on with that. And considering how busy you currently are right now, I really do appreciate you taking the time to be able to talk to me about everything you got going on.
Oh, cheers, mate. It's a pleasure. Really great to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Oh, not a problem. Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I hadn't brought up yet?
I don't know, really. I don't know. Well, no, but just we'll look forward. We just look forward again at the stage. We look forward to getting there. So just watch this space, and we'll be. Well, is it like 2 weeks? Is it less than 2 weeks now? So yeah, great. Let's get on the plane.